Canaan to Egypt and back. Essential question. What made the Hebrews believe that God reaffirmed his covenant with them? The Hebrews take on the Israelites. The Hebrews, while in Canaan, end up taking on the name the Israelites. And this is because it comes from the grandson of Abraham, whose name was Jacob, but he was also referred to as Israel. And Jacob's 12 sons, out of those 12, 10 of them and 2 of his grandsons become the 12 tribes of Israel. And right here you can see the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. And in your book, there's a nice illustration that has the 12 symbols for the 12 tribes, and that's on page 58. So remember I said that it was going to get confusing because they start out as the Hebrews and then they go to the Israelites and then their name will change again. So at this point right now, the Hebrews have gone from the Hebrews to the Israelites. And while in Canaan, there is a horrible famine, and it forces the Israelites to go to Egypt. This is where Jacob's son Joseph had served one of the Egyptian pharaohs. When they first get there, they're very celebrated, they're welcomed, but as time goes on and the rulership changes hand to a different pharaoh, they're enslaved and they're forced to work on building projects. In the Torah, it tells us how God commanded Moses to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. And this particular journey is called the Exodus. Now, the Exodus is a message that the Israelites were to be delivered from slavery by Yahweh, which is another way to say God. And this delivery out of Egypt and out of slavery reaffirms that the original covenant that they had made with Abraham is still intact. Now, we study the Exodus as Christians. It's part of our Old Testament, but the Exodus is actually a central part of Judaism, and it serves to orient Jews toward the celebration of God's action in history. And today, many Jewish holy days celebrate events in Jewish history. The Passover, the Jewish Passover, celebrates the journey out of Egyptian captivity. According to the Hebrew Bible, God sent Moses to Egypt's Pharaoh to demand he free the Israelites. If he did not, Moses said God would kill all firstborn male Egyptian children. The Pharaoh refused, and God killed the firstborn male Egyptian children, but passed over the Israelite children. Passover is celebrated by Jews today at roughly the same time as Christians celebrate Easter. All right, so after the Israelites leave Egypt, they wander around as nomads in the Sinai desert for about 40 years. And while they're there, the Torah says that Moses climbed Mount Sinai and received 2 stone tablets, which is the 10 Commandments. And this is the basis of laws for the Israelites, but it's also an important part of moral traditions in Western civilization. And Western civilization is Europe and North America, so the United States is part of Western civilization. And it makes up moral and ethical traditions that we try to follow. So the Israelites believed that the commandments again reaffirmed their covenant with God, the original covenant that they had made with Abraham. They agreed to obey these laws and believed that God sent these 10 commandments, moral laws, for all of humanity. So that's why they're still important. Now we're going to look at the 10 commandments in class, and we are going to compare them to the Code of Hammurabi. So you need to start getting ideas in your head what the difference between these 2 moral code of laws are for. All right, see you in class. Remember to write down any questions for me. Thank you.